Hey everyone, welcome back. This is video 2 of the coding series that we are doing for Degeneration Commander, is what I'm going to call it. It's a little RTS, map-based RTS for Arma, a little mini project that I'm doing just for fun. So let's take a look. I gotta remember where we left off. I'm going to start the counter here for an hour, and we're going to get going on that. So let's take a look here. So, oh yes, that's right, we were working last on, let's go ahead and start the countdown. Bam. Last working on this for being able to select units and move around. Okay, I got an error, I think that's fine. So I can now select, and we got to the point where we can select units and teleport them around like so. You can see that's the box right here is counting as the unit. You can teleport that around. Okay. It's not so bad. We're having a couple bugs here. When I left click, it should be deselecting him, but it's not. So we need to work on that. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And this is going to have to be organized to look a lot better because this is going to get out of hand pretty quick. But we're just working on one system at a time. Once it gets us to a decent, little selection, then we'll go from there. And we'll have to do the combat system next, maybe. So unit show selection. Okay, if selected unit X is equal to closest unit, I see, we want to do an exit with here. That's what we want. Okay, so that was a pretty relatively easy bug to fix. So go ahead and just do that. Whoops. So execute it again, we just spawned in another unit. And you can see now, I can select him, deselect him, and that is kind of hard to see. He's just like a little black circle. So now I want to make that look at least a little bit better. So maybe we can make it larger. Definitely just we'll start just making it larger. So we have a function that we created. It's called show selection. I think it's just marker set marker. Is it size? Let's try 2. Then maybe that will do it there. Execute it again. Teleport me out of the way. Okay, maybe it's not set marker size. Let's go ahead and take a look. What is set marker size? Oh, you know what? It's A and okay. I got the size wrong here. Let's get this on screen. So we'll do 2, 2. Well, we're gonna see how that works. Okay. Oh, that actually looks much better. Since we got an error message, you see that bugged out there. Marker. That's okay. But that alone is much better. Now I'm setting the color of the marker there, and one thing I'm noticing is it's not changing colors. Maybe you can't change the colors of that? That could be the possibility. The reason is that we don't pass the side through, which maybe we should. Maybe we shouldn't. We'll see if that looks okay, but what we're going to do is this get the side even? Let's get rid of this hint. We are going to do, we'll just do player side. That should be just fine. Just a couple errors you can see we're getting. There we go. I did it pretty quick. Okay. I'll have to add a check in here if count. That's the only one to run that if it's actually greater than 0. We don't get errors. We're gonna try this again. This is the old code. Oops, that's fine. The error, set pause, world pause. And I think X. We're gonna do the same thing for here. Selected unit. It's less than 1, then exit with. Okay. Okay. So that's not bad. I like that. So here's the thing though, units don't just magically teleport in the world. So we need a way to have them actually path and move using our set speed. Create pause, pause object. Okay, so the way we're going to do that, well, is by creating a whole new function here. We're going to create it right here. This we call the set move. And you see where we're teleporting right now, just down here, where we just set the marker pause. We're going to pass this world pause through to a function and let that go. So this is going to require a little bit of work. But fortunately, this is something I can actually steal some. Now this is going to be a pretty big hunk of code, unfortunately. But I think there I have a system again. Let me make sure let's see. Virtualize? Yep, right here. Agent calculate path. Okay, so we want to use this calculate path command. And I don't know if I want to use that one or I think we're going to use this one. So I have this really unique system of actually getting the path. So I'm trying to see, where do I create the logic? Right there. We're gonna grab that. Let's grab this. So this is Bohemia's new function to find paths, which is very, very helpful. What we're going to do is go back here. It's not perfect. There's a lot of workarounds I have to do. Like it calculates the path a couple times, and one of it is the correct path, and one of it's like wrong. I don't fully understand it, but we have a good system for it now. Let me private some of these variables for one. I'm probably not going to use all of this, but this is an example of how to do it. So one thing I'm noticing is I want to be able to tell it if it's a helicopter or if it's an infantryman. Right now it's just a man. So we'll pull up this command. It's a very interesting command. Use man, car, tank, wheel, ABC. So one thing we have to do is probably add inside here the type. So this will be, we'll actually put that on these special abilities. I think will be the best. So this will be man. So the first one will always be the movement type. Okay. So let's go ahead and go down here. And where we set this up. Okay. We're gonna get the object. We're gonna get the get the unit info for it, so we'll just pass all the unit info just like that. And we will pass the world position. That's where we clicked. And this is the marker, which is good to know. We'll come back to that. And then we will pass this through as well. Okay. So I'm going to take this to copy it so we can have it up here in this function so we don't have to keep scrolling down to see what we put down there. So our params are going to be the object, unit info, go world pause, the selection marker for each one. And we got to know what the unit info is, right? So that's this right here, if we remember right. So come up here, bang, and special abilities. And then the special abilities params, the first one is always going to be the movement type. So that's the man speed. So you can see we're setting all our parameters up. And we're going to create a group from the logic center. I don't know if we need to do that. I don't know if we need to create the center. I've never really had to do that. Let's see if we can do it without. Oh, they're created by the engine, so we don't need to do this anymore. So we need to do create group and then make sure I do this right. So create group logic, yeah. So we're just going to change this to, I think just create group logic. I believe. Or it's just side logic. Okay. There we are. So this logic, what this logic does, so the way this pathing works, just so you're aware, is it spawns in an agent and calculates the path, and then you can save that path to a variable. You can pull that path, and now you can use it. So we have to and we have to save that variable to a logic or something that gets deleted. It's fine, but it has to. Where are we at? We're on the wrong code, which is why. have to make sure we pull it right. So let's see. So we want to create the unit. Then we want to set its position of the object. And we don't need to find the nearest road. Just right where the unit is. The starting position is going to be the position of the logic. The end position is going to be the world pause here. And then I want to make sure I do this right. I want to get the object net ID because we're doing some weird trickery passing this stuff through. And we don't need this. Don't need this. Okay, and then the movement type. Going to do that. And we'll probably do something here like with this in a minute, where we can change how you want them to move, like if they're in careless combat or what have you, but we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay. And then we'll have it calculate the path. We have it wait 1 second to generate the path. And then if the path array is less than this, we'll do player side chat cannot path there. So in case it can't find a path, it'll let you know it cannot path there. Okay. So now we go back to this. Now we can, with this path array, that is now our, well, all the paths. So we'll see how I do it here just to speed this up. I do believe that it's just a bunch of points, so then I'm going to take a look at this virtualize here. And I want to create a bunch of arrows so that you can see exactly where they're moving. So, and you know what? We might be able to just save the variable to the box. That's actually, we're going to change this up a little bit. And I'm sorry I'm not deeply explaining a lot of this right now. That's okay, just because I am kind of trying to learn this myself as I go about. So we are going to okay. So we're setting up a way to visualize where I click now. It's not going to move them yet. I just want it to create it and remove when I tell them to move to a new spot. So we're almost there. And I'm just borrowing some code I've done before. And the reason for this is because this took me a while to even, find out or figure out how to do, and I would like to just take advantage of that. I spent the time doing it before and not waste a bunch of time. I have an hour to do this. I need to be pretty concise with it. Okay. So this is pathing. It's going to be pathing array. I'm going to be drawing an arrow here. And the leader, we're going to set the leader, so in case this time it's not a leader, it's the object set variable this arrows. So now we should be able to create a path and get rid of it. Cool. So we are going to give that a test right now. See if we get an error. I'm surprised we didn't. So So we can select our unit here. And you can see now we have arrows. Now here's the thing though, I'm clicking other places and we're not getting any more. So that needs to be resolved. For some reason it's not generating any more arrows. Huh. So now we enter debug. So we got it to kind of work. And what we'll do is add some code in here. And let's see if it's at least executing the code every time we click on it, right? So we want to start figure out where the issue is. So I can click on it. And I can just calculating path, calculating path. Every time I click, nothing's happening. Well, that's really weird. Let's go and double check our code here. And I'm using spawn. And I'm wondering if it's because it's spawning inside the object. I somehow don't think so. So what we're gonna do get variable, objective, get variable arrows. Going to system chat, string the path array, and see what comes up and why the arrows are not being generated. Okay, so you can see it's generating a path. There's one. It calculates another path. Looks like it's calculating the same path over and over again. So maybe it is generating these arrows. You can see, no matter where I click, it's giving it the same position. Oh, that's really weird. If I tell them the path over here, you can see it's going to generate the path just fine. But after you click again, it doesn't update the path. Okay, that is an interesting bug. So let's see what is going on here. So we get the world pause. The unit click. Okay, so one thing I want to test is the world pause actually updating? Because this might be an issue with Arma engine. Now we have to do a big workaround, as frustrating as that is. So let's give it a test. Let's disable the other system chat we have going up here. Whoops. Right there. Might as well just reboot the whole thing. There's going to be a lot of leftover bugs and things here and there. But we can see that when I'm clicking the bottom left, it is generating different points. So there is a bug in my code, and this is what it has to be. So now we've narrowed it down to the set move. Oh, and here's the problem. Right here is if it counts. Okay, so this is why. It's just returning the path here. So we have to reset as soon as we make a new path for each of these things. We need to kind of reset their pathing information to zero it out. Just like this. So now that should resolve the issue of that issue. So you can see here the Rifleman Squad. You can right click to tell them to move over here, calculating path, there it is. Right click to tell them to move over here, there it is. Move down this road, there it is. You can see it's actually updating now perfectly. So I can tell them exactly where I want them to end up. Now this doesn't consider movement, waypoint, there's no shift clicking here or anything like that. That's for way later. So you can see I can tell them where to go. This arrow is a little hard to read when you're zoomed out. So you know, I'm thinking we might want to make those yellow. And so I believe I have this file. That'll make that easier for us. Let's go to the downloads section. Spun's color picker. Just I always love this thing. And let's make it kind of a yellow that we're going to use for the arrows. Where did I put those? Oh, they are. So this is the color here. And then these are the sizes, and we need to make them bigger. So let's go look this up. Is there a shape? Create a shape. Okay, anyway. Arrow, draw arrow. So something's gonna be bigger. And draw a thin-wood arrow with custom head geometry. So, which one? What if we just doubled everything? That's still gonna be 1/5. Something like that too. I would not recommend this. This is a lazy way of doing it. Okay. So you can see that is at least a little brighter. You can see each point which they're going to be stopping. And it's a little bit more visible on the map. And you can go all the way to, like how far I can go. How about to, let's go all the way to Gulchar. Can we go all the way over here? Bam. And you can kind of see, I'm not saying it's perfect, but that's good enough for now, I'm thinking. Alright. Selecting, right click without selecting, nothing happens. So now we need to get him to move along that path. We also need to get these arrows to get deleted. So we need to add in the kill the event handler, that the arrows get deleted. And we'll go ahead and go into the killed event handler. And we will remove any movement icon. Any movement arrows. Bam. Okay. So now we need to get him to actually move along that path. Before I do that, one thing that's irritating me is I can select them a little bit from too far away. So what I want to do is if closest unit distance 2D world pause is less than, let's say, let's just do 25 for now. Exit with. Let's do greater than 25. We're gonna exit with. Okay. So that means if I click right here, it's not gonna do anything. So you have to click pretty close. I'm probably going to increase that to probably 50. And then I can tell I'm going to move over here to a 0. And I can see that movement right there. And I can come over here. What I'm going to do though is you can click on it like that. And if you click anywhere outside, it should deselect. So if you click too far outside, it's going to actually deselect all the units. So we need to deselect, and that is going to be very similar to this, which I thought I changed that. Selections here, just like that. Okay, you can see there's a bug that exists here, but we're gonna see a lot of leftover markers as we're testing this. So you can see I have to click pretty close to them. Now I can click on here, I can path, then I can left click out anywhere to get rid of them. Okay, so that's starting to feel a little bit better. One thing I don't like though, is when I click and drag, it kind of, that's a waypoint. I think it's just going to have to be something that you deal with for now until I can find a better solution for that. Unless we make, like, you know, it's like a double click or something to tell them to move. Right now I think that's okay. Okay, so let's see if we can get them to move. And then but I want to see if he deletes too, if this arrow here goes away. We'll take a look at that later. So let's see if we can get movement. We have 26 minutes. Let's see if we can get that movement in. So here we are. We create all the arrows for each of the path arrays. Okay. And then we want to okay, anyway. Now let's set up movement. And this actually is going to be a while loop, so it's going to be a while. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So you want, yeah, I'm trying to make so you have to be able to interrupt the movement command, right? So I have an idea. So while, let's just do go. I know that's really good variable right there. And what we'll do is we actually should, yeah, we do want that to stop as soon as possible. So we're going to add a sleep in here. It's actually going to be in the beginning. And the sleep is going to be, you probably guessed it, the movement timer, so sleep movement. And then from there we're going to go have we're going to do all the past stuff here. So what's the condition to go? So if we're going to do current final point equals, there is a command to find the end of an array, right? Max. Is that right? Oh, I don't want to have to do the select count thing. Select final element. Some 2014 this is not going to be the best answer, I don't think. Maybe it's in select. I'm pretty sure there was a way to just select the find every size reverse. Well, okay. I don't want to have to do it this way, but maybe we're gonna have to do it this way. Well, for right now at least. It's going to be path array, it's going to be count path array -1. It's going to be path array select. So I'm selecting the very last one in the array. And while the final point, if the final point is not going to be equal to this. Oh, this is going to be a little bit different. Sorry, I'm kind of focused here again. Okay. Bada bing, bada bing. So let's kind of grab that. If the path final point is not equal to the last, very last point, so the points vary, then we'll go equals false. So then it won't be moving. I'll just do a chat stop movement. Okay. Of course we'll have a, what we're going to do is do this. Or not a live object. Okay. So there's that. That's the test. We keep going, which is great and all. Check if we have new movement orders. Okay. Now we need to do the actual movement piece. Okay, so we are going to do Next point is going to be path array select 0. And then we're going to do a we do a smooth transition one point. You know, I'm just gonna have it kind of tilt from one point to the next along that path right now. I think that's gonna be good enough. So then this is where we do all that stuff we did before. So we do the object set pause next point. And I think it has like a marker and everything. It's marker type. I thought we had the not is nil. And so marker pause point. So what I'm looking for is, I know when we initial selection, when we create the unit, what do we save that variable to? I thought I saved that somewhere. Maybe I didn't. I think I did. So what I'm looking for is when we create the unit, do we save the marker? Oh, we do put the marker in 0. It's 9. Wait, am I blind here? So the marker has to be from here. Marker set, marker pause, next point. Okay. So that should be teleporting them, hopefully. It'll sleep and then do a check, and then if it is not true anymore, it'll interrupt it and stop it. We got 18 minutes. I need to double check that we are passing the marker through appropriately. So we're going to go to what we call set move. Unit info. Yep, we're getting it. Correct. Okay. Yep. That should be just fine. Okay, let's try it one more time. And this didn't delete like we thought it would. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the killer vandler. So well, it should have. Oh, because we use object, it needs to be unit. There we go. Now that should work. Alright, let's go over here to this side of the world. We've pretty much ruined that side of the world. So we got a rifleman squad. Left click, right click, calculating path. And we should see him move. There we go. Oh, I made a mistake too. I realized he's not going to actually move down that path. So we're going to deselect him. And we're going to go to the movement here. We forgot one important thing. We have to do path array delete at 0. Okay. And that should fix that now. Okay, another rifleman squad. We're going to select him. Tell this guy to move in over here. Okay. So they're going to get ready to move. This is his first point. And I think I'm going to shrink the arrowheads down. Those are, oh, we have already an arrow right here. Because I collect. Okay, so the movement, we have some errors going on here. So we're going to look at this. So is there. Okay. So if not is nil, next do next point, then we do all this stuff here. And then if it is nil, false, then we stop the check. Just like that. So we're going to try again. Then we go here. I want to see them move a little bit before I have them move, like change their spots. And these guys might be moving a little bit slow. And there's a little bunch of things we're going to have to be able to set up, like, let's see, look at that. Next point, next point, next point. Oh, is that the old one, maybe? You can see him moving. Now he's moving along his path. Very slowly, because they're walking. And we could eventually have like a slow transition where it will actually see it slowly move up. I'm not too worried about that right now. This is probably infinitely repeating this error up here. Yeah, it's probably just infinitely repeating. Okay. So far we have that movement down. I think we need to shrink the heads of the arrow a little bit. So we're going to go back to this and understand how this works. So arrow thickness, arrow head length coefficient, arrowhead width coefficient. Optional, 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 optional. So we have the first three settings. Arrow thickness. So the default is 10. This is the default to arrowhead length. There's 1/3, and then there are 2. Let's try that. Yeah, that's much better. You can see we can deselect him and he will begin moving down that path. One thing I definitely don't like is how the arrows are over him, but there's really not much we can do about that. If we can set their transparency, which I think we can do right here. Let's try that. Yeah, I did too much though. So let's do half. Do 60%. I still want to be able to see it clearly on the map. I don't want it to override the. Yeah, that's not so bad, and probably even 70% would be just fine. Let's do 65. So we can kind of roughly see where they're going and where they've come from. And what we're probably gonna do is actually make this movement based off the distance. So right now it's just the movement is just the sleep time. I don't like that. So we're gonna use a multiplier here. So we're gonna go to the next point, to the sleep movement. So we're gonna do movement time equals, this will be a little formula, so get pause object. I'll just do object distance 2D next point. So what's a little formula here? So say it's 10 meters to the next one. We'll multiply by, or divide that by the movement speed. So maybe that's how we make higher faster. Okay, so the movement speed of 5. So we'll divide that. Let's just keep it simple. So there we go. So now the distance matters. So the farther it is, the slower it is for them to move to the next objective. And we go up here, we can see that their movement is 5. So we can get rid of this now. We solved that problem. Higher is now faster. So they move at a rate of, this might be too slow, but I gotta fix that error. Okay. So you can see that they're going. You see they moved up really quick with these ones. That path is so small, but now the longer ones are taking, well, longer. And then, boop. Boop. Now I want to see, I want to do a test if I can delete the arrows as they're moving down them. So we have 8 minutes left. I don't know much about this, but it's fun to draw arrow thing. All I know is we save them into a variable. And we have them in here, so what if we do... always modifying it. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to tell this unit to go right over here. There we go. Is that right? I mean, it might be close enough. It goes to the beginning of the arrow. I think we're going to have to make it so... Yeah, I think we have to make it so, well... I think that's okay. Yeah. It can be a little wonky. But that's working just fine. So now let's try out if I redirect his movement. Deletes it and everything. That is nice. Stop movement. Perfect. And then he's got deleted, so. I'm resetting this. We have 6 minutes. So now we have a movement system in, which is great. So we have a few minutes left. Let's create a different kind of squad here. Let's create, let's do a, like what? A Hunter GMG. A Hunter GMG. And they use blue for let's see, not armor, it's Motorized infantry. Mechanized infantry, maybe. Just motorized. Motorized. Okay. The west number of units is going to be one of the vehicles. Movement speed is going to be, let's make them 15. Their damage is going to be 6. The range is going to be 15. The armor is going to be 10. And we're going to change it to a car. So it should path like a car. Right? So cool. I'm going to reload in. Now what I'm going to do, at the very bottom here, so we have 2 of these. Now I'm going to create, and we're really going to mess with it. Now I'm going to create infantry and a car. So we go to the map. We can see we got 100 GMG there. Until to move down the road. Now I only see one marker here. And this isn't moving. Something's going wrong here. But now it just started moving. Oh my. We have the infantry squad here is here, but it's invisible. And the reason for that is because, and we're gonna make units last like 5 minutes now. It's because the way I create the units is the markers. We're gonna change this up. So we're gonna do creation pause. It's gonna have to be a random number as well, like random 10,000. Okay, let's try this again. When I'm creating these in the actual game, I would probably split these up. So I'm going to tell these guys to go here. I'm going to have to make when you select, you know what you're selecting as well. 100 GMG, you can see the riflemen are going. I'm going to tell 100 GMG to go down towards the end of there. And he's careless, he's going to follow a road. He's a vehicle, right? We're going to want to follow roads. You can see the 100 GMG is moving much faster. And making a little animation for them to actually probably move. That's not super easy to do. But it probably would be very nice, wouldn't it? So GMG is now just blazing. Our offense squad is just taking their time. Clear this 100 GMG. I want to tell them to get right here. You can see there's a gate in the side. He's going to go over there. Now the rifleman squad is on the path, and they are chugging along. They are very slow. So you might want to do things like where you can have them load up in here. So that's going to be probably the next system that we create. Maybe. I think I'm probably going to create like the combat system next. You can see it, how fast he goes around this now. And he's there. Oh, and we have this error right here that path array count 0 divisor. So for our last 40 seconds, we'll fix this bug. So he got to the path, so it created an error. So, oops, where am I going here? Okay. What we'll do is if count path array is less than 1, then go equals false. Just like that. And now he's there at the point. Click on them again. I'll drive over there. Oops. Drive over here. Oh, is he having a hard time pathing out? Cannot path there. Path. Like our very first pathfinding issue. He can path in, but he can't path out. There we go. See, it's not even perfect. That's how vehicles get stuck in Irma. And we'll probably have to do something if you can't path there, like it's I do a custom pathfinding. So I'm going to tell him to go there. Just return back. I'm going to deselect him. Click this guy. And tell him to go this way. Now I got arrows going both different directions. So it can get pretty chaotic. So I think actually the combat will be coming next, but after that it'll be how do I select multiple groups. So that's going to be maybe a click and hold, like it'll be like a normal click and drag. It'll be, I'll have to figure out how to do that. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head. But now we have moving vehicles. Moving different units right now, different variables they just can't attack quite yet. And what I want to do before I do anything is get really good visuals. So when you click on the unit, I want to show in little circles their attack radius, like where they're attacking. Well, this isn't following them, is it? That's okay. Look at that. Yeah. So their attack radius, all that kind of stuff, and an information card that pops up maybe at the bottom here about their information. So, the unit you're selecting, and have to do like per each unit. So there we go. I'm actually pretty happy about that, but that's all the time I got for today. Thank you guys so much. Next time we'll keep working on this unit selection. Looking pretty decent. Okay guys, see you